Hey, welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we are talking about Guitar Hero 2. So Guitar Hero 2 is the sequel to the game Guitar Hero. So Guitar Hero 2 was released back in 2006 in November and was a huge hit and was one of the best rhythm games at the time and honestly still is. So the setup of Guitar Hero 2 is very similar to its predecessors. So it follows a garage band who slowly works their way up in fame as a cover band, playing just all these classic rock songs, they're just rocking hard, and just slowly working their way up through the music scene and just finally playing this epic show at the end of it and just to celebrate their awesomeness and rock and roll. The more intense songs you play, the more intense the venues get. You usually start in like a garage band. Here in Guitar Hero 2, you start at like a high school dance. And then at the end, you're playing these amazing shows that are like highly productionized with all these like effects and fireworks and just all this crazy stuff that happens. And then literally at the end of this game, you're playing at Stonehenge with a UFO. It's wild, and it's just a fun sense of progression as you just kind of start from nothing and become these awesome rock stars. This is one of my favorite things about Guitar Hero is the sense of progression. I love the feeling of just actually moving along and seeing the success of it. You start out playing these super simple songs, and by the end you're playing these absolutely shredding songs that are just so difficult, but it really shows a sense of progression. You go back and play those original songs and you're like, wow, this is a piece of cake compared to what I'm doing right now. The solos are a lot simpler, and it's just easier to play. They're a lot slower, more enjoyable songs, where the last songs are so fast and so brutal, but it's still so fun. And it's kind of just like real guitar playing. You see a sense of progression, and if you're struggling with something, you can go and practice it and come back and get it right. I thought that was cool. They had a practice mode that lets you slow specific parts down and get them down. Those tricky solos are wild, and it just lets you ease into it and figure it out for yourself. Just like actually playing the guitar, practice makes perfect, and practicing it correctly is absolutely beneficial. It's a great way to show improvement and just kind of your own self-accomplishment. It's rad to be like, wow, I practiced Guitar Hero. And I made this joke back in my Guitar Hero 3 review. With how much time you spend playing Guitar Hero, you could probably actually learn how to play the real guitar. Earning money at the venues through playing the songs gets you money to spend in the Guitar Center. When you go to the Guitar Center, there's tons of guitars, songs, finishes, different characters to play as that you can spend your hard-earned cash on. And it's awesome to just see the wide variety of guitars, and it's really cool because each of them have like a little description saying what that guitar is, maybe some famous people who use that guitar, and just why it's so cool. And it's fun to see. There's a lot of really cool guitars in here, and they're made so well. It's rendered awesomely to see all the finest details and the pickups and all this cool stuff that it's just like, that's how that guitar actually looks. This game is all about a love for rock and roll, and it is so present in this just absolute perfect aesthetic for this situation. All the menus and the art and the backgrounds and just the presentation of this game as a whole is so rock and roll. Everything is so well done. The art is fantastic. The menus look really cool as they're all just really just rock and roll, and it's such a great homage to rock and roll and how cool it is and just awesome. The best thing about Guitar Hero 2 is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is so good. It covers bands from Kiss to Kansas, Foo Fighters, Alice in Chains, Lynyrd Skynyrd, all over the place. It's so great. And there's even Rush, Aerosmith. I could just go on and on and on. There's so many different bands and a wide variety of rock and roll here. And it's great display. And like I said, just a solid homage to what rock and roll is. And it does a great job of presenting these songs in a good way that it's a good progression of the gameplay too. With all this being said, one of the best parts is the controller of the Guitar Hero. It's a small little red plastic guitar that has 5 colored buttons, a little strum bar, and a whammy bar. The whammy bar is the most important part. But you use a combination of these colored buttons and strumming and different patterns to play along with these songs, and it fits really well. The way you play the notes in the actual song itself, it makes sense. It's like, oh cool, I'm playing some chords. Oh, I'm playing single notes. Oh, I'm shredding through this insane solo with lots of hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's a great system that works great with the controller itself and the gameplay. All this makes this game so accessible. I remember back in the late 2000s, this game was everywhere and everyone was playing it. No matter your skill level, from easy to expert, there was something for everyone, whether you were just getting started or if you were an expert. It was all there and ready to go, and it was great. I just loved how accessible this is because you don't have to be able to play the guitar. You don't have to be a huge video gamer to find a good spot in this game to be comfortable and just have a great time with it. And playing with friends is always good too because this game has a co-op or a versus mode, so it's either fun to either team up or go against each other in epic guitar battles. It's so fun. One thing I do want to comment on is that the game's soundtrack is composed of 99% of these songs are covers. They're not the actual versions of the song. I remember hearing lots of complaints about this, and I too even am not a huge fan of the cover versions in comparison to the originals, but I think that's the point, is that the cover versions is you're playing as a cover band in the narrative of this game, so it's cool to have cover songs being played by a cover band. It just kind of makes sense for the game itself. And it does introduce the player to those songs and those bands. A lot of the bands I listen to now, I first heard in Guitar Hero, or songs I've heard elsewhere. I was like, wait a second, that was in Guitar Hero. So this game just does a great job of introducing you to those songs so you can go and check them out further for yourself. And one last thing I must say about this game inspired me as a musician and really as a person. I learned a lot from Guitar Hero 2, and that sounds really dumb when I say it out loud, but I learned a lot about myself as a person because I had never played an instrument before, and I played Guitar Hero, and I was like, I want to play guitar. Not even a year after I got Guitar Hero, I was signed up for guitar lessons and was taking guitar lessons. Now I've been playing guitar for 11 years, and I can really say that Guitar Hero 2 was what made me want to play guitar, and it's awesome to see that inspiration go back, and I know how to play a lot of these songs on the guitar, so it's fun to go back and play Guitar Hero 2, and it's like, that's where I got this. It's a really cool game that just really inspired a lot, and it means a lot to me, and it's always fun to go back and visit. Looking at this game on a critical level, I gotta say, it's a really solid rhythm game. The way it uses the controller to its advantage to create an awesome experience, that's really memorable. I have tons of great memories playing this game with friends and family, and it's just so enjoyable. It's a fun game. While the visuals itself haven't aged the best, it kind of adds a cool charm and a representation of what gaming was like back in the late 2000s. It's a great kind of time capsule for myself personally and for gaming in general. It's a thing that we don't see anymore. Rhythm games are not huge like that with the plastic instruments. It's really cool to see this game have a spot in pop culture history because it is really iconic and it's a really fun game. If you've never played Guitar Hero 2, I recommend finding some way to track it down, whether you pick it up on eBay or find your local arcade has a Guitar Hero machine, something like that. I really recommend you play Guitar Hero 2. It is so awesome and it's so much fun, and honestly the best rhythm game I've ever played. I think it implements everything so well, and it's a great homage and respectfulness towards what it is and the thing that inspired it, and it inspired me, and I honestly love that. It's great to say that I got inspired by a video game to play an actual instrument because it's awesome. It's good stuff. So I absolutely recommend you play Guitar Hero 2. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you want to let me know what you think about Guitar Hero 2 down in the comments below, that would be awesome. And while you're down there, if you want to hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that would be great as well. And if you want to see more of me, I'm over on Twitch at twitch.tv/GameForYourThoughts. I'm streaming there all the time, and I would love to see you there. Thanks again for watching the video, and don't forget that the key to success is succeeding, and we'll catch you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts.